All right, let's dive into something I'm calling the Kardashian paradox. I mean, how does a leaked sex tape, an event that should absolutely torpedo a career, end up becoming the launchpad for a billion-dollar empire? It's really an incredible story about scandal, strategy, and pretty much rewriting the rules of modern fame. So let's start with the big question, the one at the heart of this whole thing. How does something so private, so potentially damaging, become the actual foundation for a global public empire? That's the paradox we're going to unpack. And right from the jump, you have to understand this was a business deal. Let's start with this number, $1 million. That's what Vivid Entertainment, a huge name in the adult film world, reportedly paid a third party for the rights to this very private home video. And that $1 million deal kicks off our first section here, a $1 million release. This is where we look at the exact moment a private tape got turned into a very public and, as we'll see, a very profitable product. Okay, circle this date on your calendar, March 21st, 2007. This is the day the video officially hit the market. And just like that, you had all the key players on the board. Kim Kardashian, her boyfriend at the time, Ray J, and the company that put it all out there, Vivid Entertainment. So was that $1 million investment worth it for Vivid? Oh, yeah. The film pulled in over $1.4 million in just the first 6 weeks. This tells you right away, this wasn't just a scandal. It was a commercial blockbuster. The public was incredibly curious. But this sudden explosion of fame just begs a huge question, right? Who was Kim Kardashian before all this? Before she was a household name? Well, let's rewind a bit and find out. I mean, just look at this. The change is staggering. It's like night and day. Before the tape, sources pretty much all agree she was relatively unknown. She was working as a stylist, she was a socialite, and maybe most famously, she was known for being a friend of the biggest reality star of that era, Paris Hilton. After 2007, everything, and I mean everything, changed. So let's break it down. Her name recognition really came from her father, who was one of O.J. Simpson's lawyers. Her job? She was a stylist, which is actually how she met Ray J in the first place. She worked for his sister. And her big break on TV? A few little appearances on her friend's show. That's it. That was the starting line for this entire empire. Okay, so now we have to go back to where the tape itself actually came from. This section covers what happened in Cabo. We're going back to a vacation in Mexico a full 4 years before anyone ever saw this video. So just to be crystal clear, what we're talking about is this film, Kim Kardashian Superstar. It was released in 2007, and it showed Kim and the musician Ray J while they were on a trip together down in Mexico. And the details here really matter. So picture this, it's October 2003. They're down at this fancy resort in Cabo celebrating Kim's 23rd birthday, and Ray J's got a handheld camcorder just filming stuff from their vacation. But then, years later, in 2018, Kim added this whole new layer to the story. She claimed she was on ecstasy when the video was made. With this quote, she's basically reframing the whole thing, saying it wasn't just a private moment. It was a big mistake she made while she was young and, not in her right mind. All right, this brings us to the most debated, most controversial part of this whole story, the release. Here, we're going to look at two totally different stories. You've got the official story, the one that's on the legal record, and then you have this wild theory about what was really going on behind the scenes. Okay, so here's what's on the public record. A month before the tape even came out, Kim Kardashian sued. She took Vivid Entertainment to court for invasion of privacy, trying to get ownership of the tape and any money it made. That was her official public move. But then, you get this bombshell claim. In 2016, a book called Kardashian Dynasty comes out, and the author alleges a completely different story. He claims it was actually Kim's mom, Kris Jenner, who leaked the tape on purpose and secretly set up the deal with Vivid, all because a friend had supposedly told Kim it would be a shortcut to fame. Now, we have to be super clear here. The Kardashian-Jenner family has always, consistently, and very, very strongly denied this. They say the tape was leaked without their permission and that it caused them a tremendous amount of pain. So here's the thing. It almost doesn't matter which story you believe because the outcome is undeniable. This single event, whether it was a horrible accident or a brilliant strategy, became the origin story for a massive business and media empire. So how'd they do it? Well, you can pretty much break it down into 4 steps. Step 1, the scandal creates this insane, unavoidable media buzz.
Step 2, they use that buzz as the perfect launch pad for the reality show, which came out just a few months later. Step 3, that show builds a huge, loyal global audience. And then step 4, that audience becomes the built-in customer base for all of their other businesses. And that is the ultimate paradox. I mean, think about it. In any other era, something like this would have been career-ending, over, done. But in the mid-2000s, with the internet and viral content just taking off, it somehow became the actual cornerstone of a dynasty that has completely reshaped pop culture.
So that leaves us with the final question, the one at the center of it all. Was this just a humiliating accident that a very smart family managed to turn to their advantage? Or was it one of the most audacious, most brilliant strategies for getting famous that anyone has ever pulled off? That, right there, is the Kardashian paradox.